That's like all day for me is if I screw up, I gotta fix it. I have to balance the ledger. In my mind, there's a ledger. I screw up, okay, I gotta do something to balance that out. And I never know, like, here's the latest example was, my daughter's favorite show is a Disney show called Doc McStuffins. That's her favorite show right now. And it's a little girl and puts on a magic stethoscope and her toys come to life and she operates on them. I don't know other way, that's what the show is, which is, oh, Mrs. Potato Head's having a breech birth. So, but it's a sweet show. It's really nice. My daughter loves it. It's her favorite show. So she says one day, I want to watch Doc McStuffins. Let's watch Doc McStuffins. So I have a lot of them on DVR, but I don't know what channel is going to be on when I turn the TV on. So I turn the TV on. Does anyone remember that Wolfman remake with Benicio del Toro? Remember that? Well, I turn the TV on. It is a close-up of Benicio. And he is Wolfmaned out. Like, I mean, just total Wolfman and blood, and just like screaming as a werewolf. And my daughter doesn't cry, but she gets really still and her eyes get really big. And I'm like, oh shit, no, go, wait. And then I get Doc McStuffins on, but I flash forward in my head to when she's 25 going, yeah, the heroin takes care of the werewolf nightmares, Dad, thanks. So I have to fix the werewolf. So that night we do Tubby and get her in her jammies, and then I'm reading her a lot of books, and then she goes, I want to watch movies on your pooter. She likes to watch stuff on the computer. So her favorite right now is Schoolhouse Rock. We watch Schoolhouse Rock. That's her favorite. We're like, hey, that's good. We teach her something. We watch all of her favorites. We watch Interjections and Unpack Your Adjectives and Rufus Xavier Sarsaparilla and Figure 8. And then there's a new one she sees. She goes, I want to watch that one. And it's Them Not So Dry Bones. There's a skeleton inside of you. And it's all about your bone. And she gets up and she's dancing and laughing. My foot bone connected to my ankle bone. And she's doing the dance. And I'm like, hey, I think, you know what? I think I've erased the werewolf. All right, sweetie, it's time for bed. Let's tuck you in. I tuck her in. I get into bed with the wife, turn the light out, going to sleep. 4 a.m, she comes running in, screaming bloody murder. And I'm thinking, oh, that fucking werewolf, god damn it. I'm like, what's up, sweetie? And my daughter's like, my skeleton is gonna come out of my body! My bones are gonna come out of my body! And my wife's like, what the hell did you show her? I'm like, it was a school, she was dancing to it! I'm like, sweetie, no, that's a cartoon. She goes, but it's a cartoon, the man skeleton came out and was dancing! Like, sweetie, no, it's pretend. I promise it's pretend. She goes, I wanna sleep with you guys! I go, sweetie, get in bed. I'm so sorry. She goes, do you promise that my skeleton's not gonna come out of my body? Like, sweetie, no, I promise. It's all pretend. It's all pretend. It's a cartoon that does not happen. Let's snuggle up. We all snuggle up. I get the lights out, and her breathing is calming down. She's doing okay. And then she starts laughing her ass off. Laughing so hard. And I go, sweetie, what is it? And then she says, the doggy was wearing a shirt. So I don't know anymore. If I ever show her Finding Nemo, I'm also going to show her Apocalypse Now. I don't know. The 2 fishies got eaten by a whale. I know, sweetie. But the helicopter man played music. And yes, wasn't that funny when he played the music and they flew? Charlie doesn't surf. I learned the hard way. You gotta be careful what your kids watch. Holy shit. I live in Los Feliz, which is this very hipstery area of LA, and there's a Starbucks near us they have the best employees and the worst customers on the planet. It is all trust fund hipster douchebag wannabes, just twittering and tumbling and Instagramming and you can't hear the Nora Jones CD over the sound of eyes rolling. That is how hip this place is. But one day we're driving around doing daddy-daughter stuff, and my daughter goes, I want a croissant. She loves the croissants at Starbucks. So we go into the Starbucks, and I get her a croissant, and I get a tea, and we sit down, and I'm drinking my tea, and she's singing a song about her croissant. Makes no sense, but it's hilarious, and I'm laughing. We're having a grand old time, and I'm having such a good time. I do not notice the old, bald, black guy with the bright white beard who sits down next to me. I do not see him until my daughter stands up on her chair and says, Daddy, a monkey! 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 She's screaming monkey at this guy, screaming monkey over and over again. First off, she's doing it in the worst place possible. Because we're surrounded by, hashtag racist baby, all right. Instagram clan dad. And secondly, how did I handle this horrible situation? How did I, a subscriber to The Nation, a green energy farmers market patronizing progressive liberal, how did I handle this situation? Did I sit her down and go, sweetie, that is not how we talk to or about other people? That is very offensive, and you can't do that. Is that how I handled it? No. Here was my solution. I picked her up, shoved her face right next to mine, and then ran out going, I barked nonsense over her adorable racism. Which, by the way, even if somebody far away had seen that, it still would have looked horrible. Because it would have been this white dad and his white daughter, and then an old black guy sits down and I go, like, Jesus. Little subtlety there, clan dad. What's up there, Grand Wizard? I'm driving home, shaking. What the fuck was that? I don't know where that came from. We get home, and my wife's like, well, you've had her all morning. I'll take her for a little bit. And so I'm in the kitchen having some water. I'm like, still freaked out. And I hear them talking. So my wife goes, what do you want to do now, sweetie? And my daughter says, I want to watch a movie. So my wife goes, oh, what do you want to watch? And my daughter says, I want to watch The Lion King. Lion King is a great movie about an adorable lion cub who is banished and exiled from his village and meets all sorts of helpful animals along the way, one of whom is an old, bald monkey with a bright white beard. So she thought she was seeing her friend from the movie, which, by the way, what if I knew that to begin with? That still wouldn't have helped me. I couldn't have gone, oh no, it's not, look, she thinks you're a cartoon monkey from a movie. So that's what it's cool. It's not, yeah. How about that W.E.B. Du Bois, huh? Wasn't he a great writer? Wasn't he something? Yeah. Woo! I'm not saying Lion King is racist. I'm just saying put a warning sticker on it. Warning, ages 4 and under may cause race riots. That's all I'm asking you.